points here. First of all, if we're going to get locked into this perpetual consternation between Republicans and Democrats, we're all going to go off the cliff, okay? So you have to look at things in their relative proportion, how they affect people from the top down. You have to think of the big problems first. Now, I know there are a lot of people here, so I don't want to take too much time, but I do want to make one point, is that, and you should make this point more, Congressman, is that when you look at government, you have to look at system-level government. That's federal government, state government, and local government. They all work together as a system to deliver goods and services, or primarily services.
What's your question?
Okay, I'm making a statement, all right? My statement is simply this, is that, and this is for everyone's general use here as they think and talk to the Congressman, and it's my belief, is that if you look at the three levels of government, look at the total amount of money that we put in, we can provide all the operational services needed, all the social safety net services needed, and provide, okay? And this is all analysis, and it's all legitimate, and I'll be happy to talk with anyone individually regarding this, is that we can also provide a full, unfettered access healthcare system to every American with the amount of money that we're giving to system-level government now. And on top of it, every single American should expect a rebate check for every working American should expect a rebate check for $64,000. So to sum it up, the point I'm making is, the problem is we have to make government more efficient. No one should go without. We can still have all our programs. We have to start making government work in a way that delivers the services more efficiently. And that helps everybody. I know. That's my point. Right.
It's intended to be inefficient.
Hold your own town hall.
I can show it. I'll be able to. So,
here's what I will say. I think everybody assumes and is aware there are inefficiencies at every level of government, and particularly at the federal level. And I agree with you 100% that as we can find inefficiencies, we should be applying those to the services that people have come to expect and that the federal government has promised.
yeah.
And here's how I would do that. And then I'm going to stay a little bit longer because I know there's more questions. I'm just on a tight timeline because I've got another event to get to.
Oh, really?
So here's what I would do. I would change the 1974 Budget Act. I think needs dramatic reform. It's archaic. It's a system that essentially allows anyone with seniority, who happens to be in the majority, has greater level of power than anybody else. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right at all. Essentially, if you're in that bracket, you're probably inappropriate. And you get to decide, more so than your member of Congress, how dollars are being spent. I don't think that is representative government. So here's what I would do to reform the Budget Act. It hasn't happened in the past. I think there is a unique opportunity to do it now. We go into a 2-year budget cycle. So in year 1, you appropriate. In year 2, whatever committee of jurisdiction you're on, you oversee how those dollars are spent. And that tends to happen at the local community. It happened in Manchester. It happens at the state level. So if you're on judiciary, anything that judiciary is responsible for, they have oversight for. And they have oversight hearings. Not just the committee that I serve on, the oversight committee, but every single committee. And they should then have the ability to modify expenditures according to if they're meeting metrics. We don't talk about metrics in goal setting at the federal level. We talk about it in our homes or our businesses with our kids at the state level. We do, but not at the federal level. That, I think, would eliminate a lot of the partisanship. And instead of people campaigning on, well, here's how much money I brought back for you, it would be here's how I got more efficient, or how the federal government got more efficient. I think that would be good for taxpayers. It would be good. It would be a good exercise in democracy. I think that can actually happen. There seems to be a push now to sort of change that old system of seniority and replace it with every member of Congress who has one vote. That vote is equally counted. Yes, sir.
I raise my hand if that's what's happening in the lens.
Sure.
Mine's on a personal level, and I hope maybe you can help me here. Sure. There's an old adage about 3 stools in society. There's the local community, there's government, and then there's the church, and to help each family out in need. The community level is pretty maxed out. Food banks the shelves are pretty dry most times, and that's not even during Thanksgiving. And government-wise, there's a lot of things going on. I'm one of millions of people who've been out of work, living on the policies of our past president and what's been going on since. I've been out of work for 3.5 years. All of my life savings that were toward retirement are now almost dry. I wrote a letter to Speaker Boehnerd's church, hoping that maybe the Hoover model of the day of support from local churches would pay my bills, and all my letters got back from the congressman, and saying, "We're sorry, we can't help you." So I'm asking you, and before my daughter and I get a knock on the door from my mortgage company, and my lights get turned out, and the oil in the tank runs out, if there's anything that you can do to help me, I need a job. And I call everybody. I've been on the phone every day for 3.5 years. And I've heard 22,000 no's by companies, not just in New Hampshire, but from Washington State, San Diego, Florida, temporary agencies. And I know there's a silent prejudice for people who are in their late 40s and 50s, who are way too young to retire and way too old to get a job. I need help. I need desperate help, and I don't believe that as an American myself, I love my country as much as I know you love your country. I need help. And I'm tired of the rhetoric, and I'm very tired, just like that lady who has a personal need. She has a personal need. And I think that government is losing track of that.
How about a moratorium on all work visas? How about that?
Please tell me what is going on about giving me a job. I've been waiting as long as 3.5 years. That was before President Obama became president. And I believe we need a works program. We need a real WPA type program, and it funded. Maybe cutting some loopholes in GE or other companies and fund it. We need to go to work. I want to pay a property tax as much as probably you do, and feel good about being an American. And I want to be a good American again. And I don't want to be a second-class American. I don't want to be homeless, and I don't want my daughter to be. So please, I'm sorry I preached, but would you please give me an answer to this without straying, because I really don't want you to stray in your answer. Thank you.
I'll personally help you. I'll give you my cell phone number, my home address, my work number. I'll sit down with you personally. I'd love to know privately a little more about your background, and I will do everything.
I can get it out for you. I have a running resume I carry with my car.
Well, I'll wait before I leave. Get it to me personally, and I will personally help you. I will personally help you. I mean, beyond just doing the job fairs and trying to deal with legislative stuff, I will personally help you.
Please encourage your people to continue that job fair, because I went to the Rochester one, and right after lunch, you were packing it up when it was supposed to be till 4. And I just...
It was 10 to 2.
Right, but anyway, it was being packed up when I showed up. The only one that still had a booth was the New Hampshire Job Works.
Well, we're gonna have more. So, as a matter of fact, if you'd like, I'll come to your home, I'll pick you up, we'll go together. And I'll walk you...
I just want the job.
Well, I'll
I got bills to pay, I want the job.
I'll help you personally. I would love to help you personally. So, before I leave, if you can get me your resume, I'll be in touch with you personally, and I'll do everything I possibly can to help you.